Here are the answers for the week 1 bell work. Day 1, question A. Graph this inequality. So the left boundary is -2, the right boundary is +4. So anywhere along the number line, just pick one of the marks and label it as -2. Then going in order, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to mark the boundaries with dots. This is a is less than symbol. It has no little line under it, which means or equal to. So on -2, we mark that with an open circle dot. Now the right boundary, this symbol is a is less than or equal to. So because of this extra little line, we're going to mark that boundary with a colored in dot. And then shade all numbers that come in between those two values. What you're showing are all of the possible solutions for the variable x. The statement says x can be anything in between -2 and 4, and that's what this drawing shows. Now question B, we have that same inequality, but we're asked to use interval notation. So interval notation uses a parenthesis to correspond to an open dot, and it uses a bracket to correspond to a closed dot. So this is less than symbol, again, it doesn't have the or equal to, will be a parenthesis -2, comma, and then over here, this 4, this time it does have the or equal to symbol, so that's going to be a bracket. So again, this is another way of showing this inequality, or another way of showing this number line graph picture, where the parenthesis corresponds to this kind of less than symbol, and the bracket corresponds to this kind of symbol. Question C, write using inequality notation. So the reverse process of what we just did. So the bracket, remember, corresponds to this symbol here with that extra or equal to. The parenthesis corresponds to this symbol. So the left endpoint is 3 and the right endpoint is 6. And again, we might use the variable x to represent numbers between those values. Question D, evaluate this expression which contains absolute values. So we have the negative of, and then the absolute value of -4 is 4, plus, now the absolute value of 6 is 6, plus, and the absolute value of -8 is 8. So -4 plus 6 makes 2, and 2 plus 8 makes 10. Question E, write an algebraic expression for this concept. The distance between x and 5 is at least 4 units. As soon as you see the word distance, that implies absolute value bars around something. Now reading a little bit farther, we see what goes inside those absolute values between x and 5. And then when you read is at least, that implies greater than or equal. Being at least 4 means being equal to 4 or being greater than 4. So let's use all these different symbols inside our answer. Absolute value, x minus 5, is greater than or equal to 4. This algebraic statement represents the distance between this, and it says that it has to be at least 4.